I'm just trying to save Grant from having to build a dashboard.
What was the first part of that? What did you say?
I said I'm just trying to save Grant from having to build a
Yeah,
dashboard.
thank you. Have you already started?
Yeah, it's almost done.
Those buttons are cute.
Ugly as fuck. We live already? Jesus.
We are. Do you do that every time you swear, or am I being recorded somewhere? Anywhere at the moment?
I don't like them. I do think they're ugly as F, but whatever.
I can't wait to see your Facebook ads you're going to get later.
I don't normally start the live stream early, but I was trying to get okay, ready?
Just thinking I would this time.
Yeah. I know. Right. Hello there. Welcome. A couple of minutes early. We'll get going in a minute. Wait for a few extra people to come. Then we'll be in. Have you started using the split screen feature in Zoom, in Chrome?
It scared the crap out of me today.
Really?
I really was like, what the F is happening right now? And then I was like, oh, I actually kind of like this.
Oh, that's kind of handy.
It is kind of handy.
Yeah.
I just got the notice.
My biggest problem right now is I have to figure out how I actually made it, like how I actually started it, because I'm not sure how I did it.
Right.
When you right click on a tab,
right,
there's a split view option now.
Yeah, that's not what I did. You can also, I think there's a way to like drag it in, because I feel like that's what I actually did. Is there? What is that way? Like, what is the way?
It's also like you can just think about it and it will happen.
Oh, cool.
So, yeah,
AI is now reading my mind.
That's right. Exactly.
It's what I've always dreamed of.
Purple hover? A purple hover.
Well, I started with making it white. I did a reverse out on the button.
Yeah.
And I started with it white, and it looked too stark with the white background.
Right.
I'm not sure that I think maybe I have to go a little grayer on that one.
A little less.
Yeah, a little less purple. Here, is that better?
Yeah. Well done.
Thank you. Here all week. Or not.
Oh. Just not all day.
So did you see the note in the Q&A thing with James?
Yeah. Did you get to the bottom of that? As in, you sure that's...
Oh, I'm 1,000% positive that's the thing, because when you like I opened up a user.
Yeah.
And when you enable that feature and toggle it on and off, the record transcripts is on. When you disable that feature in Obvio, record transcripts is off. So it's changing the wrong setting in Zoom.
I mean, it's really wrong. You know, like.
Well, it
I
is
even gave the exact.
It's create transcript versus view full transcript. So yeah, it's pretty wrong.
Well, I even gave the exact API call.
Did you? Did you make it the wrong one? Is this your fault?
No.
Makes you want to look at it though, doesn't it?
Not my first.
Just to double check. Just to double check.
Not my first rodeo.
He's double checking right now.
Yeah, I know he is, because now he's wondering, did I give him the wrong API call? Maybe you did. Oh man, you know what I'm really excited about? This is the first new Obvio feature, I'm not going to lie, that I'm actually really excited about, that I've been like in a while. Like we haven't done anything. There's only so many things I can think of to do on an event, but this one is, I think, going to be epic. I'm not telling you though.
Continue.
Nope, I'm not telling you.
I'm not spilling those beans either. I have a feeling I know which one it is.
It's widgets. It's 100% widgets. I love this idea.
To be able to put
we have to make it a little easier to use than it is in this moment right now. And then simultaneously, we have to actually get it to actually work. So 2 things.
If you can get it to work, you can fix the UI and make it easier.
Yeah. All right.
I can go vibe code up a UI to make it easy.
I feel like this logo is too dark. I need a white version of this. What is it? Is it overlay inside? Do I have Photoshop on this computer?
Hello. You have, hey Andy, you have joined the right place for Obvio Q&A.
I mean, you wouldn't know it right now. It's just me and Grant talking crap. Am I allowed to say crap on a clean show?
I finally did my first workshop. It was success. But it is actually created a whole platform for me that I know that I'll be leveraging this system going forward.
Awesome.
I'm an AI consultant now, and it's easy to do really with this system, and yeah, I love it.
Amazing. That's great. Do we know, did a notification go out?
Mm-hmm. I got it.
I got it too.
Okay.
I got the email.
Okay, great. Thanks, Lane. All right. Well,
I got the text message.
We have a build, a simple build that we're going to do.
Oh, it's already done. I'm not actually going to demo doing it. I mean, I can walk through what I did, but it's pretty much done.
Really?
Sorry.
Because you're not changing the content?
I already did. I haven't done the sidebar, but the rest of it's done.
Oh, yeah. Oh, we don't know the dates.
I don't know. Or ChatGPT doesn't. I didn't actually write that. I just had ChatGPT scan the website. I actually think they're on there. Oh, you know why I didn't see them? Because they're in an image.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not that that should matter.
Well, it doesn't read images. It reads text. Just funny. I'm not sure those dates are in the past, so I'm pretty sure that's not accurate also.
Fair enough.
I did make the logo white though. I think that looks better.
Oh, yeah, it does. Hello people that have joined. We were just building out just a basic build here. You can see that Blue's been playing around. And often
look at that. See how that just bigger logo.
Yeah, I was gonna say it should be bigger. Yeah, so we've just been building this out for one of the leapers that has a new event coming up, and so just helping to get the first one going. And so that's what was happening at the start here. But we, as always, have an opportunity for questions. Let me stop sharing that for a moment. Blue will keep tweaking that a little bit, and I'm going to check. Let me see. Justin, have you got the questions open by chance? It's fine if you don't.
Are none currently submitted?
Yeah. Okay. Great. That's what I suspected, but that's cool. All right. So, are there any questions that people have? Yes. Any
Do you want
questions?
to? Do you want to just really quickly speak to there? There actually is one change that is kind of, for most people, it'll be imperceptible, but for if you're working on the platform with more than one person,
Right.
So the last couple of weeks, we have been making some changes to how the editor behaves. I'll just say it that way. Functionally, from your if you're the only person who ever accesses the dashboard and your editor, you won't notice a difference. However, one of the things that we have been working on is the ability to make it more reliable when more than one person is editing the dashboard at the same time. And what we have always been, or for a long time we have been fine with, is if Grant is editing a blog post and I'm editing a button and we both click save at the same time, no problem. The blog post edits, the button edits, and everybody's fine. But if Grant and I happen to be making edits to the same thing at the same time, such as a button, and I'm changing the background color and he's changing an icon or the destination of the button, whoever clicks save last wins. And that means that if I was the first person to click save, all of my changes disappear after Grant clicks save. So what we've done is change the behavior of that save to only update the items inside the button that have actually changed. So you would think that that is how all systems work. But believe it or not, getting multiple people to edit the same document or the same website simultaneously is not the easiest of things to actually pull off. So this is a fairly large improvement. The reality is if we both change the background color simultaneously, then the reality is that the last person to click save on the background color still wins. But outside of changing the exact same item inside of the exact same component on your dashboard, the editor will now behave a little more reliably, which is really helpful for those who have multiple people working on the dashboard at the same time. Again, for those of you who are running solo and you just make changes to your own dashboard and nobody else ever touches it, you won't see a difference. So, minor change.
That's true. It's working well now.
It is. Yeah. Yeah, it's a you don't see. So one of the things, Grant, if you want to share your screen again, one of the things that I just want to make everybody aware of is, so go ahead and do exactly what you just did, right? So on the left, change the background color. On the right, change the text and remove test. So one of the things that you'll notice if Grant presses save on the left-hand side, then the background color of the button on the right remains red for the moment. But the moment he goes in and just clicks save, then it becomes blue, because that's the point at which that live edit or that live preview actually takes effect. So it can be a little disorienting if you however you say that word, if you do have more than one person working on the exact same item at the exact same time. But once you make your changes and everybody clicks save, the end result should be you're both looking at the exact same component, the exact same button, the exact same whatever at the same time. So, and it's accurate for both. So that functionally is a pretty big change behind the scenes, which we think will make the dashboard editor a lot more reliable for larger teams. But again, like I said, for those of you where you're running solo, it's not going to be a big difference.
Good one. I was just testing rules. Should rules be the same?
It should. You'd have to go back in because you don't visually see that change.
Yeah. Yep. Beautiful. Nice one. Okay.
And then there's one other thing that I just want to make people aware of. A couple of weeks ago, we made some pretty big changes to your ability to modify certain Zoom settings. And you can go back and take a look at whenever Grant and Justin talked about those. But we discovered a minor mistake in that edit or in those changes this week, which is to say that since mid-December, well, I'll just say mid-December. If you've run an event since mid-December, you may have noticed when you go to download recordings that transcripts seem to have vanished. And they have. So if you need a transcript, you're going to need to download the audio file and upload it to a third party to get a transcript. But we're resolving that today. And the long and the short of it is the attendees can see the transcript option was changing Zoom's setting as to whether or not to actually record a transcript, which was an error. So we are making those changes, and for those of you who have run events, there isn't anything we can do about it. But going forward, that change is on production, meaning it's on the main system as of probably about 5 minutes ago. Actually, it hasn't hit yet, but it will by the time this call is done. It'll be totally resolved.
Good one.
There you go.
Complete. All right. Any questions people have? John. Hello. I'll just hit unmute for you.
Oh,
there we go.
Now I'm unmuted. So I ran my first 3-day event last Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. And so it's the first time I used the Obvio dashboard in its fullness to some degree, at least to the fullness of what I know. Okay. But I thought it would be helpful to get some feedback on how to make it better. One of the challenges I have is I'm not a designer, and I think people have done some pretty cool things. In fact, the one I was just looking at when I jumped in here, whoever you were working on, was really kind of neat, and I'd love to see a bunch of those different ideas that I could use as kind of inspiration for mine. And then I had a couple ideas. If it's okay, I'll share my dashboard and just ask you a couple of my thoughts. Is that okay?
Yeah, go for it.
Okay, here we go.
Congrats on doing the event. Sure.
Thank you. It wasn't, no big attendance or anything, but it validated a lot of things. A couple things that happened is that one of the comments feedback was that the time flew by. Nobody realized that it was 3 days long.
That's great.
And that was really big, because I think that's the biggest, for me, for my audience, that is the biggest objection, is that it's 3 days. It's not $97. Although I was told that I should charge a heck of a lot more for it than $97.
Right.
But I also got like comments that it was a 10 out of a 10. So I think that I've got a system and a process and validated that. All right. So
Well done.
thank you so much for that.
If it was boring, then people would say it dragged on and it felt like it went for a month. Right?
Yes.
So
yes.
if it went fast, that's great. People are loving it.
Right. So this is my dashboard. And I just have a couple thoughts, right? So I don't know that this logo is really doing me a lot of good up here.
Mm-hmm.
And I really like this, like how you put this together. So it looks to me like you took that logo piece out and then this is your header and you're not doing a Q&A. I mean, this is a different way of using the dashboard.
Yeah. Yeah.
But I think
there's a background there that's making a big difference, right? So there's a background on the header as well as the logo on top. And so that's what's kind of helping. So that's two separate images that you're looking at there, the background and then the logo on the top. Does that make sense?
okay, it does. And then so when you set it up, do you set it up as two separate images or do you create one banner with the logo?
No, and the reason that you do it as two separate images is so that it scales really well for different size screens. So even if you changed your window size now, you'll see you'll see that the logo will never get cut off, right? So
right.
But the background actually did change a little bit. It moved a little bit of how much you could see of the background, but the logo did never change. And so that's the reason that we do you sort of have those two separate layers in a sense: the background of the header and then the logo in front. And then it's a matter of changing the size. So of course, certain logos, work well with that, and it depends on with your logo whether it has transparency behind it, if you know what I mean.
Yeah, mine does. So everything is transparent behind it.
Okay, great. So you may find that a background could work. I'd love to just see that bigger for a start, right? Like, because it is
so I can make that bigger from here, right?
Yeah. The style.
Trying to remember. Styling, yes.
Yeah.
Here, right? Is this it? Nope, that's different.
We can. So.
Oh, here's the logo height right here.
Yeah. Yeah.
Now, how would I put a so this is header background color. Would I add an image across the back? Where would that how would I do that?
There's another gear that you need to go to. So if you close out of here, if you save that actually.
Okay. Save it forget it. Save it.
You can hit save there. Yep.
Okay.
And then you're gonna hover.
I actually think he was in the right place already.
Oh.
It doesn't matter. Shut up, Blue. Keep going.
No, it's okay. It's all right.
Just
go back to the gear. There we go. Header background. So
this upload button is for header background.
There you go. Yeah.
Yeah, and it doesn't have to be an image, John. That's the other thing just to keep in mind.
It could just be blue, right? Just a color.
Yeah, but you're gonna. So if you, one of the things that there's two things going on for you that are likely to be a challenge. Number one, that image is not a transparent background. It's a white background. And
I have one that's transparent background though.
Okay, cool. Do you happen to also have one that is like predominantly white, as an example?
Yes, I have an all white one, an all black one, and an all gray one.
Great. So what you could do is you could replace that with all white, and then you could go to the styling tab right above and change your background color where it says header background color. Just if you click in there and if you have the blue
right here,
Yeah, exactly. You could paste the hex code in, or you could just click on the little white box and select a color. And even right where you are right now, if you just click on it and change the color, you'll see what it does. You still have to click in the little area above. Like the little, no, just right below. Okay, you're so close. Right in between those two areas where you clicked is where it'll be. So on the actual kind of like on the gradient.
Okay, here's
right
the gradient.
That's right.
Right up, right in there, right where it's black on the bottom, red on the top, right in there.
He's just trying to choose
drag
a blue.
your mouse around. Yeah, there you go.
Trying to choose a blue first, probably.
I was trying to go to blue, but okay, okay, so there's I'm changing that.
Yeah, and then once you have that, then you can just now you take the bottom and go across, and it'll change the shade, right? Change the
hue.
Yeah. Okay.
It's
and so when this
really,
is transparent,
that was very close.
Yeah,
right.
That's really close.
That's impressively close.
Yeah, I agree. Yeah. So
okay.
So now, if you had a white on white, like a white logo on a transparent background, that would look good, I think.
Yeah,
and it would add a little bit just more visual interest.
Right. So if I wanted to do that, I could just remove this one and go put it.
Remove and add the other one. You got it.
Oh, no, we're seeing all your folders. What are we going to see? Oh, it's all quite boring.
Skip resizing.
Yes.
Just click skip resizing. There you go.
Okay. And that, so that's the white one that has a transparent background. I have another one too, but I mean, it doesn't matter. I'm just at this point, just playing around looking for it. Yeah. So I totally appreciate that. And now I would hit save, except for some reason it's all covered with all of the images. There we go.
Zoom, yeah.
All right. So then I don't have a hero. And I don't know what I would necessarily use for a hero. Are there any, like,
I would say just, so there's two things that you can do there. But what you're really wanting to do in all likelihood is just add a little note, right? So like, welcome to the event, welcome to Whole Life Leadership, or welcome to, what's the event called?
Whole Life Leadership. Yeah.
So click Edit Hero.
That is this thing right here, the Update Q&A dashboard.
That's it. You got it. Yep.
Yeah. Okay. I got it. Okay.
And you can change the font. Like if you go into Edit Hero.
Right here. Yeah.
And then you can add the text right in that text box where it says text. You can click in there and add the text. And then, and then you go to styling and you can adjust the font, you can adjust the color, you can adjust the font size down. I think that's the max size that it allows you to do where it is right now.
Okay. Is there a background available for this?
Technically, yes, but it's the page background.
Okay. Where's the page background?
That is in the header gear.
Up here?
Yep. No, that's the preview gear. One down.
This one.
That one there.
Oh, and so the dashboard background is the whole page.
Well, I would go styling and I would go color rather than a full-on image, but yes.
Okay, and what we're talking about, when it says the dashboard, it's the whole page.
It is. Yeah.
Okay.
So there isn't just the hero area, like just that little square. There isn't the capability to just add a background color there.
Okay, you could do it, but the way you would do it is make the whole background, whatever color. Okay, is there, I'm just asking questions now. Is there a background for the countdown timer?
There is. So if you go into the gear for the countdown timer, there's a whole bunch of styling colors that you can do. You can style the entire background, or you can style the actual number blocks themselves, or both.
Okay.
And just like change them to any color just to start. And anytime you change a color, if you see right below the color a background opacity color and it's set to 0, just change it to 100 so that you can at least see what it's doing. Because when it's 0, it doesn't matter what color you do, right? So right now, your background timer is actually set to white. Yeah, exactly. There you go. And now you're starting to see what the capabilities are.
Right. This was, I didn't want to get into this with the first one. I just wanted to, have the kind of minimum operating system.
And now, I'm just wondering if anybody else thought of this song when John said, "I don't have a hero." just saying.
It wasn't me.
That took a while.
Okay, but for all the rest of this on the left and the right, that would be dashboard color.
Do continue as I get us demonetized on YouTube.
Yeah, exactly.
You're welcome.
Thanks.
Okay, so all the rest of this, though, left and right of the countdown timer, if I wanted color there, it would be from the dashboard. Is that a true statement?
Oh my God. Sorry, I've got a lot going on in here. 1 second.
Well,
Blue's got a lot going on, and he made it worse by playing music.
So Grant,
yeah, you're not kidding. Yeah, sorry.
Yes.
My bad.
Continue, John.
Okay, so but to the left and right of the countdown timer, those are colors that I could have a color there, but it would be through the dashboard. Is that a true statement?
Yes. Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, that would be the background. And do you know where often the countdown, I think the countdown background is not needed, except when you have a contrast of the background and you want to just bring the countdown out a little bit. So particularly when you have a textured background as an image on the whole dashboard, then that's when you might want to have a background on it. But yeah.
Okay.
It could be, John, you might find a businessy type background.
I do like doing something like this where you don't do the entire background, but you do the individual blocks.
Little bits, yeah.
And if I were going to do that, then I would probably also change the color of the numbers themselves. That's not the right color, obviously, but that's,
yeah.
Right. Well, this is, again, design, and I think design adds to the event. I mean, it adds to the professionalism and the perceived quality. I might go to a designer that is helping me with my web pages and just say, hey, look, I want to build a design here, and then I think there's enough tools here that I could probably replicate it if I had a design. For me to be a designer, probably not such a good idea. So we ended.
It's a great way to do it, John, and that's is particularly when like your sales page, like the top of the funnel, what's the first thing that people see is probably some sort of your website or a sales page or something. If you get that in a way that you really like it, you're really happy with it, likely using a designer, then it's easier to match your dashboard to that, and that helps it have kind of a cohesive feeling, branding all the way through the experience for people. And I totally agree that it's kind of like the first impression people have of your event is what they see on that dashboard. And so I think that less is more, but doing less is actually really difficult too, right? Like, as in,
some people say I would have made it shorter if I had more time.
Exactly. Yeah, that's right. And that, I think often I look at Apple's design on lots of things, and it's very simple, and their logo is just the apple, and they don't have Apple text, and it's just like a single, just the single logo sitting on, a very plain background, and often looks really striking and amazing. So simple can work well. But the dashboard is also functional, right? Like it is serving a purpose. Often, like firstly, to get people into the Zoom is really key, and making that kind of front and center is really important. But it's also, as you've done with countdowns and times and things, I think that's another key thing that you want with the dashboard, particularly when you may have an audience that's geographically diverse, so that it's really clear to them when it starts, the times that it starts.
The group I had 3 from the East Coast and 1 from California.
Okay, great. Yeah, so it's a good example, right? Now, I was going to say, generally, Americans can add or subtract 3 from the time, but
let's not get crazy.
I haven't always seen that. So so it is good that it will display, as you see in that agenda, it's displaying in the time zone of the computer that it's being shown on.
Right.
And so that's very helpful. 1 + 1 = 3, exactly. So I think that's really helpful. So getting into Zoom, knowing the exact times, and then the resources, it's an easy place for people to access downloads. And as you've done there with some downloads and workbooks and things like that, brilliant. It's perfect for that. The fact that you also have like a welcome video, or video connected on there, and some text around it is awesome, because if you give people maybe a day early access to the dashboard, then they can come and start to get excited about the event, and have a primer on it with a video, or a welcome or whatever. And so I think functionally what you've done is perfect. It's really great. And so then the design is totally fine, but of course, you'll be able to tweak it out even more. And as you said, not being a designer yourself, that matching that to a website's a great idea. Even sort of matching it to the buttons and the things, like having the consistency across the website to the dashboard is really key. And it's one of the features that we think of with Obvio is really being able to have a highly customizable experience. It doesn't look like just a run of the mill where everything's the same and then you plug a logo in and that's it, change a couple of colors. No, you can really make it look exactly the same as your website.
Really like.
Yeah.
Oh, I think I had. Did somebody move this up here?
I may have.
This underneath. I also saw
I may have moved it, and I may have also changed it so both of those were the same color, and removed the tiny, 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 tiny picture of your face on that button.
that I never even noticed. Okay, thank you. I also saw the one.
There are a couple of other things that I did just for the record, as we were kind of knocking this out, as you guys were talking. So if you scroll up to the top and just toggle the preview on. Yeah. So a couple things. First off, I changed the welcome to whole life leadership to be the same. It looks like you're using Montserrat. I don't know if that's on purpose or not, but you're using that in a few different areas. So I changed the font, like some of the fonts in some of the bigger moment areas. I also changed it from all caps to camel case.
Okay.
And then the adjusted assuming that blue is the right blue, changed the blue in the header. Other little things that I did, I'm actually going to make that header bold, which I think that pops a little bit better. then as you scroll down, your styling on the two buttons was inconsistent. Like, so one button had square radius, like the border radius was square on one and rounded on the other. So I made them both the same because those things hurt my eyes. And then as you scroll down a little bit, as you scroll down a little bit, for now anyway, I matched the header background color to the sidebar color. So they're the same. Now, it may not be the right blue. You have to adjust that once if you're happy with it or not. And then I moved those two buttons were, again, different styles. One was like a slightly brighter yellow than the other, but it looked like they were trying to be the same color, but they weren't. And same with the text color within it. One was black, one was gray. So, just talking about tiny little consistencies as you're going through a website, those are little things that I would do if I was working on a website.
I agree. I thank you. I think that they're all very helpful. I mean, I also noticed that there was in the one that you started the session off with, there was actually a meet your host was one of these buttons as opposed to a side button. So I guess we could make that.
I mean, that's just a design choice, like you may do something where at the beginning, it's not uncommon where we do something like this, where at the beginning of the event, you put the meet your host button right under the enter Zoom. But then once the offer is made, you take that same button and you move it into the sidebar, or you recreate it in the sidebar. And then so the focus at the top is just the offer and Zoom itself.
Yeah. Well, okay. So this is awesome. And I have a better idea of how I want to proceed with this. So thank you. Thank you so much on that.
Right.
Another thought I had, I have a couple other questions. Is it recommended to tell your audience that they should have Zoom up and the dashboard up? Right, having those two windows up at all the time so that at any point in time they can jump to the dashboard, get the resources, click a button. Right, what do you think the best practice is there, or just because all things, the road is through the dashboard. But if they're on Zoom and if you click the button to go to Zoom, the dashboard goes away.
Yeah, I tend to let people figure it out. I think generally speaking, I know this isn't accurate, but generally speaking, I think most people will figure out how to toggle between the dashboard and Zoom. And they'll figure it out by themselves. If you try to make it a thing and try to be like, okay, so now what I want you to do is have, Zoom open on the left side of your screen and the dashboard open on the right, I personally think that's a recipe for technical disaster, like technical fail, like just disaster. They'll figure it out. If they need to get the button, they'll be like, I know it's here somewhere. How do I get to my email? Oh, I click on my browser. Oh, look, there's the dashboard. Like if you don't make a thing out of it, they'll figure it out.
Okay.
If you do make a thing out of it, it'll be a disaster.
Or
you can do what Grant just did, put something in the chat and let them click on it.
I want to give props to Justin because he helped me with this at the week before or last week to kind of just nice. Get some of the last details in, and it came off great. I mean, the audience that I had was pretty impressed. They really enjoyed it, and they were able to get the resources, etc. I think just being able to get that from this page is really special instead of having to dig into your email or something of that sort. It's just like right here. However, in mine, I tried to do this Facebook group, right? So Facebook Whole Life Leadership Program here, and it didn't work out. So first off, I did it wrong. And again, I'm not a Facebook expert. So I'm looking for clarity in that space. But
very
you can't
few
have
of us are
private
Facebook experts for sure.
But if you have it private, invisible, then nobody can ever see it, right? So we learned that. Justin shared that with me the other day. And but even then, it doesn't really work so well from this resources panel. How do you guys do it? Are you sending out a separate email, or as a part of the email awareness campaign, telling them about the Facebook group?
So we try to get people into the Facebook group at the point of registration. So early, right? And then
before the dashboard.
Yeah, because honestly, the dashboard has nothing on it until the event starts anyway. So let's get you in. Let's get you into the Facebook group. Introduce yourself. Barry and I try to do a little bit of conversation. You know, like we'll respond to comments in our Facebook group, things like that. So that's where we start. Not a huge surprise. Like if I was going to put it on the dashboard, I would probably put it in a button in the sidebar, right? So right above or below Meet Your Host is where I would have put that particular thing. But again, I don't know that it would have made a huge difference, but that's where I would probably put it. I try to keep resources to files that they download personally, and I don't know that matters all that much if we're being honest.
Well, it sounds better than what happened because I didn't get the Facebook group.
I mean, maybe not. It could just be that you only had a few people at the event and they weren't Facebook users. Right. So I wouldn't jump to conclusions just yet. You didn't have quite a big enough sample to truly determine that. Did you encourage them to go to the Facebook group and join?
I did. And the message I got back was I tried and it didn't work.
Okay,
and
well,
so
that's, I mean, yes, okay, correct. So problem number one is like set it up properly. All right.
Yeah.
And if you have it set properly, then from there, I would encourage them to join at the point of registration. If you really want to get activity on your Facebook group, then encourage them at the end of day one to post something on Facebook. Right. So I really want to hear from you and what your, biggest takeaway was from today, or give them an exercise, like what's something that you're going to change in your leadership style to make you be a better leader based on what you learned today. Post it in the Facebook group. I'm going to read through all of them and I'm going to do a giveaway for the best comment of the day or something like that. Right now, like give them some encouragement to do that. So that way, even if they don't have a real reason to be on Facebook, or, they're like, I wasn't really going to join the Facebook group. If there's a reason to do it, now they may actually do it.
So I actually did say, hey, look, this is what the Facebook group is for. And I kind of gave them the reason to do it. I didn't have a gift.
It's hard to determine whether or not you had any success whatsoever, given the fact that it wasn't set up properly. So I didn't start with that as your starting point. Yeah.
Yes. I don't know that I have any other questions. I appreciate it. I just thought I'd share and get, my goal now is to just get a little better for the next one.
So good. Yep. It's just iteration now, right? Like it's just, and you don't have to change a million things. You just change a couple of key things. And, like, I agree with you. I think that getting the dashboard right is important and the look and feel of it is important. But just remember that people spend not very much time there and they're spending a lot of time with you in Zoom. And so when you're thinking about the time investment that you have on improving your event, you're probably going to find a better return on what you do in Zoom and your content and all of that than you do on the tweaks that you make on the dashboard. But that's not to, it's not to say that it's not important. But you know what I'm saying. I think the other thing you were talking before about people understanding the dashboard, I totally agree with Blue. I think the more that you say you have to set it up this way, the more they'll get confused and no one will be in the same format. But I think nomenclature is very important. And so people understanding when I talk about the dashboard, that's this, like that's the thing that you just came through, the page that you pressed, join Zoom, that's the dashboard. And so we're going to reference that throughout these next few days. And when I say go to the dashboard, you need to go back to the browser and you're going to be able to do that, right? And so as long as you understand that, and then I gave an example of putting a link in the chat, which is okay for people that are very technically challenged and they can't work out how to switch windows. What all that does is it opens the dashboard again, right? And so it can be that when you finish the event, you close Zoom, that they've got 15 dashboards open because they keep reopening it from the chat. But at least it can help people that don't know how to switch from Windows. But knowing what they're trying to get to is important. So I agree. But it's kind of that housekeeping right at the start. It's just like everyone's going to the different devices, different screen resolutions, all of that sort of stuff. People are going to be all different. But at least if they know what they're looking for, that's on the dashboard. Dashboard is now we call it dashboard. Some people call them portals and all sorts of different names. It doesn't matter what the name is as long as people know what it is. So,
and John, it's a great time to show your dashboard while you're walking through it, whether it's a screen share or some other way. Like have it on the screen so they can see it as you're walking through, because then it's very clear what you're truly talking about.
Yeah, I actually took an image, a screenshot, and used it
nice.
to help walk them through it. And it worked out great. And I'm totally looking forward to being the editor instead of the author for this next one, because the original creation of everything is a lot of work.
Right. Yeah, that's great. Well, first is worst, and you've done it.
Yeah,
and it doesn't sound like it was that bad.
And John, I've got two things for you. One, I think we can come back to after questions. The second one, I think you can edit on your own. Your login page says log into the challenge. I'd edit that button for people to end up on your login page in the dashboard because your event was not a challenge. Okay. And then the second one, I noticed you had a PDF for your laser coaching. I think if we have time on this call or a future call, we could show you how you could build out the form inside of Obvio and put your laser coaching form actually on the dashboard, not just upload a PDF.
Oh, that's a good idea. Okay, cool.
A little tease there.
Little tease there.
There's so much. It's like a waterfall. You just grab what you can.
Yep.
And then we
all right.
work on getting better. So thanks, guys.
Well, congrats, John. It's we've been on the journey with you for some time, and it's really awesome that you've gotten over the massive milestone of having done it. Having done one. So really cool. All right, Tiffany, you've been very patient. Let us know what's going on.
Thanks so much. Good to see everyone here today. So my concern is buttons disappearing when I'm trying to edit inside of the form that I'm using inside of Obvio. Not form, I don't know the correct terminology, but it's probably also important to note that I've been using this same background since I became a member of Leap years ago. So things could have been updated and didn't catch the actual format that I'm using. So I'm just looking for support on that. So this is probably maybe four years plus old.
Nice. Okay. Would you like to share your screen and show us?
Absolutely.
Can you do that? Yep.
Just do not get distracted by all of the tabs that I have open. That's my only request. Okay. So, and this is mild.
The tabs were okay. I think the desktop was the O.
Yeah, that's right.
Oh yeah. Recently, I've been doing a lot of screenshots. Usually, it is clean though. Okay, so if you can see here, I have my waiver in here, but if I click in here just to try to update anything, it kind of goes wacky on me. And then the buttons disappear when I try to click on them, meaning they fade into the background. Are you able to see that?
Yeah.
Yeah, so I'm not sure what that means, but I'm not able to edit. Now I can copy and paste back in here, but anytime I click in here, that's what happens. So I'm trying to alleviate that.
That's unusual. Did you see that, Blue?
I did. I'm looking at the event. This is Corporate Clients and Contracts Live 2026. Okay, so I am wondering, I'm kind of wondering a few things, one of which is the color that I see is different than the color that I see on your screen in share screen.
Mm-hmm.
So you see how your background color is, what's that, like
Like a
pinkish?
salmon, yeah, pink, yeah. Mm-hmm.
I wonder if I'm looking at the wrong one. Can I share my screen instead? Can you stop sharing just for a moment?
Sure thing.
So
You're seeing purple, aren't you?
I am
Yeah,
seeing purple.
and that's the color it used to be. I just changed the color this week, but it did used to be that color.
And is there another event that are there two events that say very much the same thing? I don't
Yeah,
think
but
so.
one is 2026, so it's the one to the far left at the top.
It's this one that we're working on, right?
Correct.
So
Interesting.
go ahead and share your screen one more time.
Okay.
So we're in, is this Chrome? This is Chrome,
This is
right?
Chrome. It was recently updated. I have turned my computer off and on recently, all of the basic stuff. But see, and also when I try to click out of here, notice how the whole screen kind of goes dark waiting. So I'm not sure what's happening here.
Yeah, it's in edit mode right now. Just refresh your page for me. Just click discard, yeah.
Well, I didn't even get to click discard.
There we go.
Okay.
That looks better.
All right. So yeah, so this is it. So maybe the changes that I put in place or that I thought were saved are not saved then.
Well, so let's go. The editor that you were in was it looked like that was the waiver editor. So why don't you go down to the waiver and hover over that and go into the gear. And now what happens when you like hover over some of the different, like,
Hover but not click, right?
yeah, I mean, you can change something if you want. Yeah, okay, so this feels like a computer resources problem, doesn't it, Grant? Am I off on that?
I was wondering that. I was also wondering about some caching. Some old
Also wondering
caching.
about Chrome extensions. I've looked at her dashboard multiple times because she posted this in the Obvio group earlier this week. I have not once been able to replicate it in the 3 or 4 times I've looked at it. I've made some edits to like adding just like a little test line at the very bottom. It's always saved, always showed right. And the only thing I could think is
what are the plugins that we have active?
Yeah. Could certainly pause a bunch of those and see.
So, Tiffany, can you move the Zoom window down to the bottom? Actually, is this a PC? This is a PC, right?
No, this is a Mac.
Do you have Safari on here?
I do. I never use it, but I have it.
Can you do me a favor? I just want to see what it'll do if you open, and if you don't mind, I'd love for you to quit Chrome, if that's not a problem with your other tabs.
No, because I should still be able to come back to them later, I think. All right.
Okay, so let's start with that, and then let's see if we can get into
Safari.
Yeah.
Okay.
And just click the little X next to make it your default browser so it doesn't do that, just so we don't accidentally do that, and just go to app.obv.io. Now, unfortunately, you're going to have to log in, so hopefully you remember your login. Or
That's a yeah. Well, hopefully this will do it.
all right,
Okay.
score 1 for Safari. So go in here, and let's just replicate. Well, let's try and replicate. So go into check-in waiver, which is where we were having the problem, and go down to the waiver itself, and let's try and just edit something simple. So like scroll all the way down, change the text to transformation 7 LLCs, and we can change it back.
Okay.
And
Change this.
Just put an S in there. Just put something in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. Just so that we know that it's different, that's all. And then click save. All right, now in there.
Okay, that helped.
Okay, so now go back into that and go and undo your change, in other words. So, Tiffany, I will tell you that Safari is actually a little more problematic, oddly enough, than Chrome is for us generally. Wow. So given the fact that this is working inside Safari for you, I think that this is a problem with your installation of Chrome. I'm wondering if you installed a plugin recently, like the guys said, that may be causing issues, but not to put this off on another platform or another piece of software. This doesn't feel like an Obvio problem. Okay. It is occurring in Obvio, but it's something else, right? Like when Justin hasn't been able to replicate it. I wasn't able to replicate it. I happen to be using Chrome on a Mac as well. Mm-hmm. I don't have that many plugins installed, but I do have some. I'm just not sure what you've got.
Could you just go to the right at the top left of the screen, top left, and do to the Apple menu? Yeah, Apple menu at the top. Yeah, and then just about this Mac. I'm just interested. So click that, and then about this Mac. Okay, yeah, you're fine. That's what I wanted.
Yeah, I haven't updated to the latest, but this one is still fine, right?
No, it's totally fine. Yeah,
okay.
It's a decent machine. It's fine. That's all I was checking. But yeah, I would put money on that. The Chrome extensions, the extensions that are running. So we can show you that. But I mean, if you go to when you're in Chrome, you can view extensions, and you'll see all the different extensions that you've got, which are different plugins and stuff. And I'm sure they've served a great purpose for some things, but all of the extensions are always trying to do fancy things on the way that the different sites display, and it could be that they're conflicting either with each other or with the way that Obvio works. And so it is possible to you can disable them. Let me just see. You can't disable based on the address, I don't think. No. But what you could do is have another Chrome profile. When you have a separate Chrome profile, all the extensions are they can be separate, so you just have a profile just for doing Obvio, and then you don't have any extensions turned on because you possibly don't need any extensions for what you're doing with Obvio, and then it would work fine. You can do incognito window as well. So there's a couple of options you've got. But yeah, I think that's probably where the problem is.
Okay, I heard you all mention the cache. Am I saying that correctly? Is that how you say that?
Yeah,
cache?
yeah.
Okay. Do I need to clear that, or do I need to do any of those other pieces?
It should be fine. Like even just when you did that refresh before, as you know, we could see that it was showing all the right thing. But yeah, it's the way that the interface is displaying that is wacky. And so
but I should be able to now, because it's working over here, I could change this color to something else.
yeah,
Should be
totally.
fine. Okay. And if I
Yeah.
were to save that, okay. Now I'll just have
Mm-hmm.
to go back and change this again. But yes, all right, that sounds good. Do you all have any training? And I know, and several people mentioned inside of Avio, the Avio group on Facebook, which I'm very happy about, to reach out to one of your experts here. But are there any video trainings on navigating how to connect this to Zapier to get people from Kajabi into this platform, into Obvio?
We don't have I don't think there's, I mean, I'm sure we have gone through Kajabi multiple times over the years, and getting them in hasn't changed. The issue, it's probably not that easy to find, if we're being honest. I'm not sure, Grant. But my recollection is it's a form submission that is the trigger. Or no. It's the purchase that's the trigger. I'm going to tell you how it has to work based on my recollection. I'm not looking at it right now, so take this with a grain of salt. The Zap starts, the trigger of the Zap is the purchase, right? Or the opt-in. Whatever, if you're doing a free event, I believe it's a form submission or an opt-in. If you're doing a paid event, then it's the purchase that is the trigger. Okay. Then you do the first action inside of Obvio is to create the attendee. And then the next action is a form submission that you have to set up inside of Kajabi. And you have to set up a simple form that updates a custom field and has the first name, last name, email address, and that custom field in it. And then you have the Zap submit that form. So nobody else ever sees that form. That's the only thing that happens. And that third step, which is to update the form, you would put the user's first name, last name, email address, and then insert the login URL on that step. The login URL gets returned from Obvio after that first action is taken.
Okay. I think that
that's my recollection of how Zapier works.
Okay.
With Kajabi.
Right, and that's the only way, or the best way, to transfer people without having to do it manually, right? Is to use Zap or use a Zap.
Yeah, if you are using Kajabi, and that's, are you taking them from Kajabi into another platform, or is Kajabi where they stay?
You, in terms of what?
Like are you using Kajabi as your CRM?
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Okay.
They don't go anywhere
that's
else.
the best. That's the best way to do it then. Yep.
Okay. Thank you for that. Okay. Well, I will try that. And the other question I have, I'm not familiar, or I can't recollect how many rooms, or up to how many people in a room is available before I have to start thinking about purchasing more, or things get a little bit more complicated or complex with the registrants.
Yeah, so there's two questions there. So with the registrants, I am not looking at your account, but I assume you probably have a pro account, which is what you had when you were in Leap. So assuming that's what you have, you can do up to 500 participants, active participants in Obvio. And technically the Zoom meetings can have up to 1,000, but in order to get up to 1,000, you have to add additional attendee packs. I think the rate is On the pro level, it's $100 for 250.
What is it for the basic? That's what Tiffany's on is basic.
If it's basic, then your max is 50.
Okay. That's
honestly,
okay.
Tiffany, if you're on basic and you're going to go over 50 attendees, you should upgrade to pro. It makes zero sense to pay for the packs, because the packs are, and if I'm being honest, this is how they're priced. The packs are at the basic level, it's $200 for 250 attendees, or you can go from $99 or $97 a month to $197 and get 500 attendees. So if you're only going to do it once, then just, I guess, pay for it. But even if you're only doing it once, upgrade for the month. And I probably shouldn't say this as the business owner, but upgrade for the month and then downgrade a month later. Like, don't worry about it. Just do it that way. It'll be way cheaper.
Okay, so right now I get up to 50 participants. This will be my first time using it this year, but in order to have up to 500 participants, I just need to go up to the pro level.
Yeah, and that's it's $100 a month versus $100 a month more. If you're annual, then it's $1,000 a year more.
Okay, that sounds great. And one final question for you, Blue, please, is when is the next TVE?
That is a fantastic question that I don't know the answer to.
Okay.
I will tell you, it is going to be this summer, which gives you a 3-month window.
Got it.
It's going to be sometime this year.
Yeah, it is going to be. It's going to be before. I'll say I will narrow it down a little bit. It's likely to be before September 1st, but after June 1st.
Okay. Well, I have an event scheduled, and the last couple of times TV has taken place, my event has overlapped with it, and I
what are
don't
your
like
dates?
that.
I'll try and make sure we avoid them. When I'm making my decision, I'm gonna add Tiffany to it.
Oh, that's so sweet. It's the top of August. I believe it's that first weekend in August, that I am planning to have my 3-day event. August 7th, 8th, and 9th.
Fair enough. Let's see what's happening August 7th, 8th, and 9th in my world. Yeah, I may not be able to promise anything because I don't have anything happening that weekend.
Right. So you want to take that empty space and use it. I get it.
Well, it's either going to be there or it may be like 1 or 2 weeks before there. In all likelihood, it's going to be July. I think it's going to land in July if I'm being honest.
Okay.
So, but
all right.
Who knows?
For sharing that. I appreciate you, and thank you everybody who's jumped in to help. Thank you, Justin. I see you and Muddy in the chat. I appreciate y'all.
All the best with that, Tiffany.
Thank you so much. I appreciate you, Grant.
No worries at all. Yeah, that's right. Muddy was just saying about the limitation of days on the basic plan as well. Whereas when you go to pro, it's the event can be unlimited. Duration.
I recently just saw that. I'm like, I just need to go ahead and upgrade to pro.
Right.
So I appreciate that.
Yep. Oh, good. Cool. All right. Anyone else with any questions or queries? Nancy, that's right. You did post something. I'm sorry. I did see that. Talking about Time to Rise and what you can steal from what ideas you can steal from it. Is that right?
or just learn the back side of it, behind the curtains, to understand how Obvio plays out in a big, huge Tony event. And things I can glean and understand the framework of what they're doing. And I know Barry said that Tony gets to play by his own rules as far as, follow through or, those types of things. But what can I look for? Because I'm starting to see it with all new glasses on.
And Blue, you want to say something before you exit?
Yeah, I would say to you, just pay attention to how they're managing the crowd. That's likely to be the thing that's of most interest. How they use Obvio is, I wouldn't even bother looking at that, to be honest with you, because for this particular event, they actually don't use it very well, because the focus is getting people into Zoom, not using the dashboard for a number of reasons. It's a free event. It's a few hours a day. Like, it doesn't have the same impact or importance as it does for a longer format multi-day event. So I would say to you, don't waste your time trying to figure out how they're using Obvio. Just take a look at how they've structured the event, where they place the offer, how they interact with attendees. Those are the things that we can all learn from. Some of those other things are things that very few of us will ever need.
They're doing Q&A. They'll do a Q&A for the Zoom only audience again.
I believe so, but I'm not positive.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Okay.
I've crewed before for some of their larger events. I mean, they're 5-6 day events. And but I really didn't pay attention now that I'm looking at things, how they did things. Although I got a lot of experience in working with the rooms there. So, but this will be really interesting to see all the emails that are coming to me, all the follow through.
Yep, I agree. Yeah. There's just the general event stuff, not so much the very specific Obvio things. It's probably not much to learn there, but just the way the event is ran. Yeah.
Okay. Well, thanks.
You're welcome.
Muddy, if it's a quick question, you want to ask it? I probably have a quick answer, which is I have no idea.
No.
I don't even know what the question is, but the answer to the question is probably I'm not really sure.
Does it do this? No.
Yeah, I don't know.
Maybe.
Well, we had Justin helped manage breakout rooms for Morgan Birch's event this past weekend. And it's interesting because as a couples event, some people come in 2 people on one device or 1 person on one device. And so for this one breakout room exercise, it was just 2 Zoom participants per room. And the question was that Justin and I were brainstorming after the fact is if we used, and it was ended up being a lot of whack-a-mole, because if somebody didn't want to participate, they jump back to the main room, and you're like, we're trying to get them into rooms. And with only 2 Zoom participants, if someone bails, you're in a room by yourself. So I was testing and playing around with the breakout room bot, and I saw that if I put I can use a word to exclude people, right? So people that didn't want to participate, I could have them put an asterisk at the front of their name or something like that, and that ought to keep them out of the room. Just kind of testing that logic. But then the other thing I discovered is that if I toggle off, keep the main room open, and toggle it back on, it doesn't like become effective in the same session. Probably a bug more than anything, but not how it's designed to work by toggling it on and off.
Yeah.
Anyway, strategies to keep breakout rooms healthy with just 2 people, really the root question.
I think the root answer is the same thing I would tell anybody else, regardless of the Zoom breakout controller that we're working on, which is don't do breakouts with 2 people. And I listen, I have Tony Robbins does breakouts with 3. And last time I was asked this question, almost the exact same question by their team, I said, well, don't do breakout rooms of 3. And yet they still do. So I don't always expect us as experts, Muddy, to be listened to. So I get that. Yeah, it's a hard one. I have been giving a lot of thought to that particular breakout controller. Grant and I haven't chatted about it yet, but I have a sneaking suspicion that where it's going to wind up is very, very different than when it is like where it is right now, right? And there's some problems with it. There's a lot going on there. That's probably a good conversation for another time.
Cool.
I will say this: I probably wouldn't use it in production just yet.
I haven't for the same reasons, but in testing. It's been really neat to see it do its thing.
Yeah, it is.
If you were a person trying to get out of a breakout room, you would have some whiplash because that sucker keeps throwing you back in.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. There are certain things that are, yeah. So, and how do you deal with that, right? Like, how do you deal with that as a concept? So, you know, I also like the idea of keeping track of the breakout rooms that people go into for a number of reasons. There's a whole bunch of things that I've got in my head on that, and I haven't gotten them into paper or obviously into code yet. So, yeah.
I so want the one you just mentioned because I managed those rooms and had to keep. We did 3 separate breakout sessions with the same set of people.
Yeah,
and it was kind of a pain at times. And I was like, can I just recreate these?
Yeah, exactly how they've been remembered. Yeah, I that's kind of
and rebalance.
That particular little app doesn't have a back end yet. Like, it doesn't have a database. It's all just completely front end browser based. So I need to connect it to a back end and figure out how to save that information, and then figure out how to also keep it fairly performant while you're actually running breakouts. Because that's something that it can't take like a second for each participant to get assigned, because when you have 300 people in a room, it's 5 minutes to open breakouts. Like, that just can't happen. It has to happen near instantly, really. Yeah. So we have to think through flow and how to do that.
It's all doable.
Yeah.
Cool. Thanks, Lou.
You bet. Thanks, guys. Grant, I'm going to leave this in your capable hands. I unfortunately have to go. But it was good to see everybody.
We'll talk to you soon. Thank you.
Later. Thank you.
Bye-bye. All right. Any other questions or queries?
Just some thoughts, because I've been leveraging. So I think the biggest complication for me was to be passing on the token links through one Go high level account that that I'm creating different settings. So that's how I kind of started leveraging completely different spaces instead of doing breakout rooms. But I know that probably around March, I'm gonna have to dig deeper into the breakout rooms because that's where my practice is taking me from that perspective, and it's gonna be definitely required. So I'll follow for sure with that.
Yeah, cool. Yeah, I mean, there's some good basic functionality in Zoom.
Yeah.
They added recently the ability to set up the next breakout room session before you've closed the current one. That's kind of cool. So you're able to kind of change from one breakout room session to another, which I like.
And then from the business perspective, that's kind of I like Obvio because that's really what I kind of started picking up, that the virtual events. I've been leveraging Zoom my whole life as well, so I see that the Zoom is really also adding all those functions similarly, and I think every company is going to be doing that. From the AI, it's going to be easier to stack. So I just love those open office hours. There's always support. So you guys doing an absolutely fantastic job.
Yeah, they are. Yeah, and that's the reason that we doubled down on only using Zoom and not Teams or Meet or anything else. We were just on Zoom. So yeah, we keep. There's a couple of things. I mean, we've been dreaming about breakout room control for 5 years. That's no exaggeration. So we've got lots of ideas, and it's actually getting a lot closer because we're playing around with a few different ways of doing it. And so yeah, I think there'll be something. I would think that something this year will have some things that we can roll out to a few more people to play around with. So yeah,
thank you.
No problems.
And Grant, you're gonna laugh. I finally found a reason that a Windows machine is better than a Mac, or breakout room specifically. when you run
yeah?
large events. So we had like 70
Yeah.
breakouts at one point. The Mac
Okay.
only expands like the first 15 rooms. And so if you're trying to scroll through them with two people and go, does somebody have their camera and their mic off? It's not expanded. We're on Windows. It expands every one of the rooms. So you can just mouse wheel quickly through them all and pick out the people versus having to expand each room after the first 15 is.
Oh, there you go. That's good to know.
Yeah, I found that out because I had one machine on Windows and one on Mac because we were running multiple rooms. I was like, wait, let me bring up another Windows machine. Literally, I used it just for breakouts.
Just for that, right? Yeah.
Just for that in that room. And I went back to the Mac for all the rest of the stuff.
Fair enough. Cool. Anyone else before we close this thing down?
Good.
Oh, good.
Thank
Great.
you.
PC One, Mac 1000. Yeah.
I would agree, especially in the event space.
All right. Thank you, everyone. We'll see you next week if you want to come back. 5 p.m. Eastern on Wednesdays, and then you can catch us at help@obv.io. In the meantime, you can email there. All right. Thanks. Bye-bye.